well, today I'll whittle it down to two main factors that have helped me overcome my initial fear of starting a business and subsequently propel me to start two more. The first is, as I think Zizi mentioned, is to decide what you want. From the outset, I think I was very careful about the decision that I share with people around me. And that's because I learned the hard way. When I first started floating the idea of starting a business, I floated the idea to two of my trusted family members. Trusted family members, underline that. And both of them asked me this question: what is your exit strategy? What if you fail? So those questions were very realistic, yet until today, I feel very numb just thinking about it. Thinking about failure just numbs me. So instead of getting angry or offended by what seems to be a logical question, I took my mind in the opposite direction and I asked, what if I succeed? Thanks possibly to my journalistic experience, I realized that asking the right questions can be creative and liberating, while asking the wrong questions can be very numbing, paralyzing, defeating, even before I start. So always ask questions and make sure that you question everything. I remember telling myself over and over again, this is going to work, I have no excuse. I even sent text messages to myself to remind myself, and even emails to myself to reinforce the point that success is guaranteed unless I have an excuse. So the pattern of asking myself, what's your excuse, keeps playing in my head over and over, even until today. When it seems that things are getting really tough, very difficult, and I could feel the defeated feeling surfacing, I ask myself, what's your excuse? I think the most important thing that I did was to decide what I wanted to do. And I think for every entrepreneur, that's really, really important, to gain clarity and to ask yourself, what is it that you're good at? What is it that you want to do for yourself? And once a decision is made, I follow it through, and when defeating thoughts start putting fear in me or casting doubts in my ability, I view that as an excuse that just paralyzes action, and I will have none of that. So even when I was about to give birth, coming back to that story, and the phone call came at such perfect timing, right? I had decided that even my labor was not going to stop me from giving an international interview that's going to put my name out there and that's going to benefit my business. Well, the next important factor is relationship. And I'm glad that I'm also in a relationship business right now. Our relationship is what that makes up our lives. And I learned that fact more profoundly when I started this relationship business. You see, when I look back at all the people in my lives who matter to me, my husband, my children, my parents, my family, and even my helper, they have been there all along to love and support me on this journey. I did not and could not possibly do this on my own. Okay, and I always remember to give my appreciation. I'm still learning, but sometimes I feel that I'm giving myself too much excuse that I'm too busy at work, or my professional demands are way too much that I have forgotten to say thank you and show my appreciation to them. So I'm still learning. It is still a learning process for me. I was able to pack up and leave for my training a few weeks after giving birth without being made to feel guilty or being torn about my decision, because I had my husband's blessings, love, and his support. I had my parents who prayed for my safe journey and my happiness, and I had my helper. Yes, my helper who took care of my baby and everything else in between that I'm still thankful for until today. And she's still with me, even after 7 years. So she allowed me to remain focused and resolute during my mission when I went to the US 7 years ago. So on that almost 24-hour flight to the United States, I had time to reflect on how fortunate I am to be surrounded by so many people who want to see me succeed. I cried upon touchdown because I was overcome with so much joy that I felt that I was living my dream, and I had a whole team at home rooting for me. So that was the only time that I felt very, very overwhelmed, or maybe postpartum. But then, but then again, I thought, I had that feeling that this could be what it feels like to live your dream.